Hello, I'm Hats.
I'm Specs.
And today we're going to be addressing Aquaman.
Aquaman, King of the Seven Seas.
Oh, Aquaman, Aquaman, Aquaman. The time has come to dispel the myth that Aquaman is useless. Because he isn't.
He is actually one of the really powerful heroes that exists in the DC universe. He has super strength, telepathic powers, and yes, he can talk to fish through his telepathic powers, and we'll get to that. He has amazing endurance, he's fast, and he's got magical powers.
I mean, yeah, he's not as strong as Superman, obviously.
But
he's not as strong as Superman. He can't shapeshift like Martian Manhunter. He's not a complete BA like Batman. But he's still a really solid superhero.
He's got a complex character with a very interesting past. For example, he deals with serious turmoil. How many characters in DC have watched their family die before their eyes? Don't say Batman, anybody. Okay?
Superman.
And the fact is, he just deals with that. He saw his kid get thrown into a lava river in front of his very eyes, and then got his hand cut off.
Which, I hasten to add, he replaced with an incredibly BA grappling hook harpoon deal.
And while he was on the battlefield, he took a harpoon and strapped it to his still bleeding severed arm.
So, you gotta admit, that's pretty cool.
And on to strength. He is not as strong as Superman, but he is on par with Wonder Woman, and has actually been in quite a few fights where he has thrown a lot of punches at Superman and seriously injured him.
Just like everyone else.
So, with the fact that he has fought Wonder Woman and Superman and severely injured and defeated both of them, I'd say that he has gone up there with pretty high strength levels.
And on top of that, to those who say that his power to talk to fish is dumb, I actually saw a moment in the comics at one point where he called up these huge great white sharks, straight out of Sharknado, and they came up and they just basically tore everything apart.
And granted, those are still limited to the water, but you should maybe tell him the fact that his fish-talking power is stupid when he commands his Kraken to come out of the ocean and devour the city.
And did we mention that this Kraken is his pet? Did we mention that? He keeps a Kraken as a pet, people.
Also, he has very high endurance levels. He's been thrown into space, into the ocean, he's been thrown into the sun, and he's still totally fine.
Sweet Christmas. I did not know he got thrown into the sun. I seriously did not know that.
Yeah.
Wow. That is impressive.
He can run over 30 miles an hour on dry land for hours at a time without breaking a sweat.
Not as good as the Flash, but again, still pretty impressive.
And once again, his character is deeply complex. He deals with serious effects and causes when he has to deal with his life. When one of his major enemies killed his son and cut off his hand, he proceeded to rip out said villain's head off.
Yeah, he basically just proceeded to beat the ever-living man shit out of him.
And afterwards, even though he had technically won, his wife blamed him for the death of their son, and she left him. I mean, how many times has Lois Lane ever left Superman for messing up?
I think that's kind of a moot point, because, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But let's not get into that one.
Yeah.
And I don't think we could use Batman as a good example either.
No. But still,
anyways.
He deals with serious consequences from his actions and has very complex characteristics.
Yes, he does.
And also, he has really cool history. And it depends on which one you go with. But the one I prefer is the one where he was a slave and then proceeded to beat the living hell out of every single guard in the palace till he became king.
Hot damn, I did not know that.
Yeah. When he was
Christmas.
when he was nothing but a little toddler, his dad was throwing him into tanks full of great white sharks to see if he could beat them up
And let me guess, he did, didn't he?
pretty easily. And the reason that we're talking about all this is because we seriously think that he needs his own movie. He has all the makings of a great action summer movie.
Well, granted, there are some complications with it, but I mean, if it's done properly, then yeah, I think that that Aquaman has a lot of potential for a movie. But again, if it's done properly.
He's got Greek mythology in his origins, not to mention the fact that he has crazy cool superpowers. Plus, if there's one thing that people in movies like to see, it's scenery and special effects. Imagine doing a movie where half of it is underwater in Atlantis, a place filled with magic and technology well beyond our comprehension.
Pardon the pun, but that is a major Michael Bay wet dream.
It's true.
Pardon the pun.
And with that, I think that we've concluded our analysis and our wishes for Aquaman.
Yes.
The new.
I think that will be it for today. Tune in next time. We will be discussing Wonder Woman.